I'm not sure why society has a problem with people being single, or have a problem with people who just don't want to be in relationships because they just don't want to be in one. Like, I don't know why the hookup culture is so glorified when it's like the worst culture there is. Even though there's other worse cultures we could dive into, but I don't understand why people have a problem with people like me who are perfectly fine being single. Like, you don't have to have somebody to be happy. You could be happy on your own. Whatever you want emotionally, you will never be able to get that from another human being. It's just not possible. You have to fulfill yourself with your needs and your wants. You have to fulfill yourself emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Another person is not going to do that for you. You want to know why? Because humans F up. Humans make mistakes. Humans are not perfect. Humans are bound to have many faults. Okay? For one, we're always changing up, which could be a good thing or a bad thing. We're not really reliable because most of us are not even reliable on ourselves. Okay? Like, and then we have emotions. The emotions is like red flag, Grand Central. Because we have emotions, we are susceptible to anything. Violence, harm, you name it. Okay? So the fact that being single was a problem, and if you find being single a problem, you're the problem. Let's just put it simple and plain. You're the problem. So don't feel bad for being single. I feel like we don't spend enough time knowing ourselves, and that really should be the first thing we do before we even get in a relationship. Know ourselves. If we have internal trauma, resolve those internal traumas, work on ourselves, actually find out what we want in life, what we expect out of life. And if we're trying to expect that out of someone, we really shouldn't. That shouldn't even be on the list of expectations. Okay? Whoever you want to be with, you should reflect that. And I feel like once you reflect that, the universe will show it to you in physical form. So if you think you're going to find happiness in another person, I want to let you know right now, friend, that's not the case. Been there, done that. So let me be the example. I tried and I failed, and I was bound to fail as anyone else would, because happiness is in myself. True happiness is within myself. The other person should be an add-on, right? Like, they should take you from, let's put it in like CD wise. You have the regular CD that comes out and the deluxe version. The person should be the deluxe to your CD. It's probably not the best example, but you know, because the deluxe also has some like tracks that no one has heard before, and it's like, ooh, it just makes the album even better. Okay, the person that you are looking for should make you better than what you are. And that's not saying that you're not good, but they should add to you. Like, you should already be at 100%, and then boom, they get you to 120% or more. You know, if they're doing the opposite, run like a track star and never look back. So it's okay to be single. Trust, especially if you don't know yourself. If you don't know yourself, you should really be single until you know yourself. And the time frame on that is really up to you. Some people have been single for a year or two or decades or whatever, or indefinitely, to like they're just like, I'm done with relationships, and that's also cool too. You don't have to be in a relationship. I don't know who told you that. We all come in the world alone, and we all leave the world alone. Okay? So let's not forget that. Let's keep that in the back of our mind. We come in the world alone, we leave the world alone. We come in the world single, and we die single. Okay? I feel like if everybody like really took that in and really apply that and remember that, I feel like the world could be a better place as far as relationships go, and maybe the hookup culture wouldn't exist too much. I don't want to get too far into like the discourses between men and women and the verses and the gender and all that stuff. That's just too much drama, and it doesn't matter at the end of the day, because each gender is responsible for themselves. Okay, now there are good people out there and there are bad people out there. That's duality. Okay, but please remember, as you will be changing, so is the other person. So it's better to find someone who matches with your same principles than someone who doesn't, because once again, it will not work. Okay, it will not work. And again, I tried it. It did not work. So, like I said, I'm always going to be the example for you. It's okay to be single. It's okay to be alone. The fact that people struggle with being alone has to do with their traumas. It has nothing to do with anybody else. It has to do with their traumas. A lot of people have traumas that are buried from when they were a child, and they just kept getting into situations that kept adding more trauma into it, and then that's why they have an issue with being alone. Okay, if you have an issue with being alone, you are the problem. It's as simple as that. There's no one to blame for that. Okay, you can even relate that to a child who's being scared of the dark. All right, there has to come to a point where you have to realize that even when you close your eyes, it's dark. So either you're gonna close your eyes and face the dark that way, or open your eyes and face the dark in your room when the lights are off. You really can't run away from the darkness, so you might as well embrace it. You can't run away from yourself, so you might as well embrace yourself. And remember, no one else is at fault for anything that's happened in your life. You are. You can't blame other people. And same thing, relationships. If the relationship doesn't work, you have to take some accountability for it. Because like they said, there's always signs. There's always those red flags. And green flags do not exist. That's my conclusion. So we can't even blame the other person. Now, did the other person play a part? Yeah, I mean, we're all playing a part at the end of the day, right? So we're all playing a character. We're all shells playing a character. So yes, but you also had a role in whether you wanted to continue or leave, whether you wanted to see things for what it was or be blinded by your own insecurities. And I could say I was a person who was blinded by her insecurities. Okay, because I'm human. Remember what I said, humans, and I have emotions. Okay, those combinations brew for a perfect disaster. And like I said, I have to take full accountability for that, and so do you. And don't let anybody make you feel bad for being single. Okay, especially if they're in a relationship, because they're just projecting. They just wish they were single, and they're jealous that you are, because you don't have to worry about responsibility of whatever that happens in relationships. Or they're just going through it in their relationship, and instead of them walking away, they want to endure. What, again, like I said, is their fault. So if people are mad that you're single, they're mad because they wish they were. And it's usually married people in some instances, but there's also some people who are, in just boyfriend-girlfriend relationships. So embrace singlehood, embrace knowing yourself, discovering yourself, embrace traveling alone, embrace going to the restaurants, watching movies, alone. Just embrace it. I honestly think it's fun. It's enjoyable. Like, the peace I have, the quietness I have, I wouldn't trade it for anything, honestly. You know, I wish I would have enjoyed it a lot more before I even considered relationships, because honestly, I feel like I would be way ahead of myself if that were the case. But you don't know until you know, right? And once again, I can only fault myself for that, because if I was focused on my self mastery first, we would be having a totally different conversation. So don't let anybody fault you for being single. Okay? If they do, they're just jealous. And just be like, you're just mad because you don't gotta like me. You're just mad because you ain't gotta like me. Alright? So I just wanted to share that real quick. I have other things I need to do, but I will be back tomorrow. I am trying to post every day. We will see how that goes. Thank you for watching and listening. Have an amazing day.